Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the 2015 Mustang GT. Let's start with a launch. There we go. 435 horsepower, 5-liter V8. Unleash it. I've got my track mode on, and I've got the steering in sport. Now, hopefully, you've already seen my first 2015 Mustang GT video at Willow Springs. It was a good little taste, but Willow Springs is a big, wide open, smooth racetrack that not only masks real speed, at least in terms of video, but also doesn't really accentuate the advantages of an independent rear suspension. It's if the road's not bumpy, an independent rear suspension doesn't do much for you. This road is a little bumpy. It's good tarmac, but a typical canyon, and so this is where your independent suspension in the new Mustang is going to shine. Traditionally, with a Mustang, you'd have the back end hopping all over the place as you power out of a corner. And let's demonstrate here. Nope, look at that. Little bumps there, stay right to the floor, and it just gets that power down. It's very, very nice, actually. They've come such a long way with that, where before you'd have to really modulate that throttle and be aware for the hop, and now you can just right on through. Now, from a suspension perspective, the car does feel like a bit of a compromise. You know, they want smooth ride quality. This needs to fit most people's everyday habits. And so, while the car is extremely composed, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the car is very composed, I can still feel the suspension doing a lot underneath the car. I feel the body kind of floating up over this stuff. I feel like I'm sitting up on the body rather than down in it, and I feel the suspension working underneath me. That's not such a bad thing. In the city, it's very compliant. It's got some articulation to it, and the ride quality is good. You get up here, you start going a little faster, and it does still hold, and then you get on the track and you go even faster, and it still holds there too. But, you know, if you're really serious about sports car driving, some dampers and springs, probably just from Ford Racing, would go a really long way. What I love about Mustangs is that you can still get different rear axle ratios. I don't know of any other car, except for maybe some Super Duty trucks on the market right now, where you can order a different axle ratio, and really, you should take advantage of that. This car has the 373 Torsen limited slip diff, which is very good for up here, very good for the track. However, if you're driving around the city, you find yourself going through gears a lot faster than the car really needs to. With this much power and torque available, I don't really see a need to be shifting into fourth at, 40 miles an hour. So honestly, if you like this car, but most of your driving is around town, I would say go with the 355. If it was my car, I would get a 355. I think 355 is sort of the magic number for Mustangs. But, 373, it's going to be a bit shorter gear. You're going to be running through those gears a bit faster. I think when a car's got legs like this, you can let them stretch a little longer, unless you're doing drag racing, in which case, 373s. We have heard a couple of stories about people snapping these IRS axles on VHT prepped drag surfaces. That's when they spray that tar down to make it really sticky for the drag cars, and that's also why the Mustang had a solid axle for so long. It's stronger for drag racing. Fortunately, we did hear that Ford warrantied those cars, so that's good. And for the kind of driving that I do, canyon driving, road course driving, everyday driving, there is no argument for a solid axle, to the point where in my old Mustang I put an independent suspension in that too. The steering is electric. It is adjustable. They can add different weights to it. It's on the heaviest sports setting right now. You can also make it like mega light for just driving around town. I don't like the steering wheel at all. It's come dangerously close to the worst steering wheel in the world, Camaro 2010, where you have to make the Pac-Man grip because the spokes are so thick that you can't get your arms around the wheel properly. You gotta kind of, it's awkward. So I don't love the steering wheel, but the shifter's really good. The accelerator and brake pedal are very good, although the clutch pedal, I really do wish there was more feel to it. You know, I hate to bring up the BMW M3, but I could launch that car with my eyes closed just because the pedal, you can feel that little bit in the friction zone where it's engaging, whereas the clutch here, while the weight of it is very nice, you just can't feel it through the pedal. So when you're driving quickly and you've got your timing down, it's no big deal. And if you kind of use your brain when driving slowly, it's no big deal. But if you're just cruising around and you're sort of in autopilot, it's hard to drive it as smoothly as I'd like. Nevertheless, I'm sure this is a problem that only happens to me because I drive 100 different cars a week, and if you actually bought this car, you'd probably be fine by day 3. The engine is just, it's wonderful. I mean, 435 horsepower, you know, 4 cam. It really reminds me a bit of, and I mean reminds me a bit, not exactly is, but reminds me a bit of the Audi RS4's 4.2, but with a bit more grunt on the bottom end. It does have a lot of power, although just 6,600 is where the red line is at. Can I over rev? Didn't have enough room there. It is very smooth. It is very, very smooth. And as usual, you know, the Mustang is your blank canvas. You can do anything with one of these. I mean, the parts list that will become available very soon, you know, and that they're starting to do development on, is going to be spectacular. It'll be all over the place. Okay, I will demonstrate. See, the Coyote 8 is a really nice free revving engine. It loves to rev. And what I mean by that is, compared to, say, an LS engine, which makes great power, is a great engine, but you can almost feel it dragging itself. Like, you can feel it has its own internal losses. Whereas this engine, it's so free revving that it doesn't feel like any of that. However, as I will demonstrate, I'll go to downshift here. If I accelerate and then lift off and wait for it to coast, right? So I go, there's like a full 1 second delay in between lifting off the throttle and going sort of through overrun into coast. So the harder you drive, the less pronounced it is. It's much more pronounced when you're driving slowly. But basically what I'm trying to say is it doesn't engine brake as well as I would hope, and that's fine because it has decent brakes on it. They seem to be working for my purposes. Can I get by? This guy doesn't want to let me by. Nobody wants to let me by in the canyons today. Come on. Well, while we're stuck behind this guy, let's talk about luxury. There's a bunch of it. These seats are comfortable. I wish they were an inch and a half lower, and I've got it all the way down. The stereo, the Shaker Pro or whatever it is good. I've got cooled seats in a Mustang right now, which I am loving. My balls are chilling. And of course you've got the famous burnout mode, the line lock that comes with the car that I tried to use, but it told me unavailable. And this is a pre-pro car, so I don't really know why it's unavailable, but it is. Nevertheless, you've got your 0 to 60 quarter-mile timer and your lap timer in there. So, I mean, this is a real deal performance car. It's not. It hasn't become something more than a Mustang. It is still a Mustang, and it's very clear to me that this is far and away the best Mustang ever made. From a technology, a dynamic standpoint, it's really, really good. And I think if you drove it back to back with like an E92 M3, you'd probably have a hard time choosing between the two. I'm not even kidding. It's a very, very nice car. It's a little big. And you don't really feel it up here because it drives really well. But when I park it, you know, next to the Volt in my garage, it just looks huge. When I park it in a parking lot, it looks huge. That rear end is really, really wide. Come on, man. Can you let me by, please? Can you please let me by? Please. 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 I'm begging you. I'm begging you. Can't win today. Cannot win. You know what? I'll just stop here and we'll pause the video. I know we're supposed to do it in one take, and I promise we still will be doing it in one take, but I'm going to cut. All right, the road is cleared. Time to go. Let's get off the line again. Yeah, well, there you go. Little wheel spin. I think I can get off the line better than launch control can. I think if you know the car and you know what you're doing, you can probably beat launch control. But that's okay. It's still nice to have it if you need it. You know, this car has kind of that same fluidity to it that I liked about the F-Type that we talked about recently. It's very nice. I mean, it's very, very nice. I really like it a lot. I think that if you desire this car at all and you come out and drive it, you will not be disappointed. And I think that if you're one of those people that for years was whining about the solid axle, I think now you have reason to shut the fuck up. I like it. It's very easy to drive. It's got multi-stage traction control and multi-stage sport mode and nice little Pagoda SL there. It's just a really nice car, and for 35 grand, you can have the one car that does it all. It's got a decent trunk. I fit someone in the back seat. It's got an attitude to it. I mean, I've been stopped everywhere with people wanting to ask me about this car and check it out and sit in it. It's nice. Now, for those who are truly serious and have the means, we've seen the new GT350 with its flat plane crank. You gotta wait. I mean, you gotta wait. If you've got 50 grand and you want an awesome Mustang, you gotta wait. But if you want a blank slate for your own, your own canvas, or maybe your budget is 35 now and not 50, the Mustang GT on Angeles Crest. I mean, it gets the power down better than it ever has before. It has more comfort and technology than it ever has before. And it's just a really nice, well-rounded package that is not perfect, but it's the closest that they've ever come from the factory, and I think they deserve big, big points for that. And I love it. And if you want to see the very pretty film with this car, you're going to have to watch it on Drive. Sorry. But I hope I explained it to a point where you don't miss out on anything. So I will see you guys next week.